graduate of Davis Aeromechanics.
What class was that?
57.
Year I was born.
Now, you said you needed facts. There is a sheet of paper there that will give you fast facts. There's about 25 of them. They are facts. The Tuskegee Airmen have been supporting Davis since the 70s. I was appointed by Judge Damasio during that time, myself and another Tuskegee Airman, to study the feasibility and the ability of the school to survive for the next 20 years, which I did, and Colonel Downs did also. The school is viable. The data that they use to say they're going to close the school is flawed. Fact. They say the windows need replacing. The windows are glass block. They're within 5 years old. There are no holes. Fact. They say that the heating system needs to be redone. The thermostats don't work all over the school. That's not $1.5 million, 20 grand at the most. Fact. They say they're not going to close the school. You take all the students out of the school and move them somewhere else. Then you put the building up for lease. They say we're going to a better facility. I will not contest that. My question is, if you can't succeed in the one you're in, going to a better one to fail doesn't mean much. The next fact, they say that the school is not well populated. That is correct. They say they have 567 ability for 567 students, and we only have 196. I will not contest either one of those. I will mention, however, that they took the total square footage of the school. The school has a hangar. You cannot put seats in a hangar. Okay, a hangar is a large portion of the school. I went to the school in the 50s. The school has never, ever had more than 300 students, ever. And I have been involved after graduation since the 70s. I am the president of the Technical Advisory Committee. We deal with the technical aspects of the school. The school produces excellent students. One, the graduation rate is 20% higher at Davis than it is at DPS. It is 10% higher than it is for the state. It is within the top 6 schools of the city. It has been mentioned more than once as the 100 top schools in the country by U.S. News and World Report. I don't know what criteria you guys are using.
Wait a minute, it's not us. We would never close it. We would market it. We would see that more students would go there. We would take the middle schools and channel in there. We would never do this. This is done by outside. This is done by the state because they're trying to dismantle our school system and take over our city. They want the airport, so make sure you know that. And so the purpose, let me say this, the purpose of this is hopefully we can gather enough information to get an injunction in court. That's why you heard me make the call for parents.
Right.
Because we're going to go and ask for an injunction to prevent the emergency manager from doing this, and we have to add on record that we had a hearing and that people made testimony. So understand that we are your ally.
Sounds good to me. Now, the And I understand what you said about the real driver of the closure. I may be a federal grievance examiner, but I'm not a lawyer. But I thought Mr. Roberts was supposed to be here to make this an official meeting. Okay.
No, Mr. Roberts, as a matter of fact, he only came to one meeting when he was compelled to by law, and under the new law, he's not compelled to come at all. So, and as of a week from today is his last day. So we don't know who the next overseer will be. We're going to ask Pharaoh to relieve, let our people go.
Right. Now, one of the things on the paper I gave you to help save Davis Aerospace, on the second page of that is a listing of the supporting groups. In a couple of days, I will have a resolution from the Detroit City Council. I will have a resolution from the Michigan State Senate and one from the House of Representatives. That's already in motion. What you see on there is a listing of, and what I'm trying to get is all of the black aviation organizations there in the country. So what you see is the first shot at that. And so if you need horsepower, that's the beginning. And that is a grassroots thing, the facts that we're looking for. We graduate quite a few students, and at the upper level, we are not just limited to aviation, but to STEM. I think that's critical. The other thing is we put many students out into the workforce that are female in a non-traditional career field. This is critical because that's what the government wants, that's what industry wants, and colleges and all these people get extra money for doing what we're doing free. Again, we should not allow that to disappear.
A school like Davis that you're describing is actually a perfect target for the forces that are taking us over, for all the reasons that you mentioned. And I want to ask you respectfully to the fight that we have in front of us. When you lay out the facts of a school like this being taken over, what's really at stake is all of the schools, and it's the EAA that's in front of us trying to take over all the schools and create failure where we have success, and create despair where we have hope. And it's a demoralizing thing to hear from you on behalf of students and parents who couldn't get here for whatever reason. You're here. For whatever reason, people can't get across town or make it for all the reasons that people can't get here to fight this fight. We've lost so far, but not forever, the day school for the deaf. We have flyers here for the Oakland Orthopedic School for students trying to keep their school open so that they don't have to have students wearing walkers and wheelchairs walking across busy streets and intersections to get to a school when they have a perfectly good school that has great success and very supportive community and teachers. We're not closing failing schools, we're witnessing closing of all schools, and the schools that were failing have been set up to fail. So we're asking you very respectfully to join the fight against the Educational Achievement Authority and the emergency manager, because this meeting is exactly like the meetings at the City Council where we beg the council not to give off the city to Jones Day.